In the tragic event of a soldier or sailor being killed in service, the family left behind transitions from being a Blue Star family to a Gold Star family. Cynthia Sullivan is a Gold Star mother. Now, tell me about your son.
Javion, the pride and joy of his family and his country. He was a kid that always knew what he wanted to do, and we didn't realize till later on that he was interested in the military. And he had tried college and it just didn't work for him. So he finally broke it to us that I want to join the military. Well, his father and I, we talked about the sacrifices and tried to talk him out of it. But I remember the last conversation with him and the look on his face is like, oh my goodness, I got to do something because my mom is breaking me down. And after several teary conversations, and he slipped off. He slipped off. And I was looking for him one afternoon after work, and he texts me and say, hey Mom, I'm in a hotel. I take my oath in 2 days. And at that point in time, the reluctance turned to support. And I laid the phone down and I said, well, God, you know, it must be a calling, because we talked in depth about the sacrifice. 3-year-old daughter, new wife, and he was very animate. And his comment was, I want to protect my family and my country. And he did just that. He did what he loved. He loved it. Every conversation we had with him, which wasn't many, but every opportunity, we'd ask, are you still liking it? Yes, I love it. And that charismatic smile, I could feel it through the phone. And I'd ask God, you know, to give me, you know, the ability to accept his will, whatever that will may be. It may not be what I wanted, but he was doing what he loved, serving his country. And I accepted it, and God prepared us well, you know, for this journey that we are now on.
Talk about the switch over from when he did pass, and how did that affect you, and both psychological, but also just, it's still a pride there, I'm sure.
Yes, very much so. We are so proud of him that knowing, you know, the sacrifice, he stepped up willingly. And that's what has given us our comfort. It has given us our acceptance that, you know, he did what he loved. And that's how we taught them, no matter what it is that you take on, understand what the obstacles are, but continue on and be your very best. And every letter that we have received said he faced every challenge. He was ready for it. You know, one letter that I received from Kuwait, because he was in Kuwait for about 2 months. And, you know, they said that a lot of young men and women coming to the military has to be broken down and built back up. But he came in already ready for it. And I was like, wow, you know, this was an exceptional young man we had here. And they said, but he wanted to improve. And he made it his, you know, his destiny every day to improve, to encourage, and he became a great leader. And his dad, you know, his dad and I often talk, and we was like, wow, we just did not realize the jewel that we actually had until now, that it's all coming, you know, full circle. And, you know, the heart is heavy, but we still rejoice because he was such a wonderful child, all 24 years of his life. Great kid, and he always knew what he wanted, and he accepted the challenge, and it gives us great pride. Great pride.
The Blue Star Mothers group that you're with, they're having a ball coming up in April.
Yes.
Talk about what that means to be honored in that way.
Well, you know, being a Blue Star mother, I wasn't quite knowledgeable, which this is what we're trying to do, is bring about heightened awareness. I wasn't knowledgeable of that I was a Blue Star mother until I became an actual Gold Star mother. And so to see the outpouring of support from the chapter, how they reached out to me during and still, you know, afterwards, they supported me. They stood with me at my son's funeral. And now to see them honoring these military children, you know, in this way, which the ball will be April the 14th, it gives me great honor to be able to stand and say, wow, they are honoring me for the ultimate sacrifice that our son has given. And my heart is just outpouring, and I want to do whatever I can, you know, to be a support, because I look at that I am still serving on behalf of my son, and I can continue his service because we are very proud of him, of that sacrifice.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Yes, thank you.